Hey there, Scorpio. This is Royal Blue here for your spirituality reading for today. And we have Goddess of 10,000 Names. Isis, endless emanations of the priestess. Goddess of 10,000 Names. I'm going to read to you what that means for you today. Isis, with many names, forms, associations, and expressions, is referred to as the goddess of 10,000 names. A name holds power. It defines and energizes or limits. The names, faces, and roles that you play are just one part of your being, yet you exist beyond them as a vast being. You are currently realizing that you are not limited by previous identities you held. Instead, you are becoming more of your whole self. Enjoy the uncovering of even more of you. Just like the Lady Isis, you are a multifaceted, multidimensional being. It is most helpful at this phase in your path that you learn not to attach to roles or identities that may have once held great importance for you or others relating to you. It does not mean that you must cease to relate to that name or role, more that you are realizing it is only a part of you, that there is even more of you wishing to express itself now. The roles you are needing to move beyond might be mother, executive, healer, good person, strong person, always in control, daughter, teacher or guru, grandmother, and so on. There is nothing wrong with these roles, and you may still express part of your vast self through such roles. But you are at a significant point in your inner development where you are learning that these are not who you are, but simply expressions of the external, endless self, uncontainable by any human descriptions. It can be tricky to avoid getting stuck in roles that others prescribe for you or expect of you, and yet your self-definition will become wider and your experience of yourself will be more real and fulfilling if you are open to discovering more of you, beyond the person you have considered yourself to be up until now. For this to happen, you must be willing to allow the many and varied faces of your being, your 10,000 names, to begin to emerge in your awareness, to realize that you are more than you currently imagine yourself to be. This opens up tremendous freedom of choice and possibility in life. This can be both exhilarating and terrifying. Trust that the self is, in essence, divine love, and there is great joy in its unfoldment, even if there are challenges to let go of the fears that have held us trapped in certain roles and identities at times. The call to let go of old identity is very strong, leading you to this oracle at this time, when a new, more whole, fulfilling, truthful sense of identity awaits you. Any fear or struggle that you go through to allow this to happen will be spiritually repaid to you multiplied in so many ways. There is nothing to lose except old limitations, and so much wonder and joy to be gained. This oracle also indicates that there is a spiritual name waiting for you on the inner planes. The name may come from various spiritual traditions as the name of a deity or sacred mantra, or it could be an actual name that you can sound out and use in meditation or sacred temple activities with spiritual groups. That name may also simply be a note, an inner awareness of a sound, and it can be sourced by going into your heart, almost felt more than heard or spoken. This spiritual name is coming to you to help you deepen your connection with yourself. Like any other identity, it is just a representation for a time. You do not need to pack up your old life in search of an entirely new one. unless your heart deeply guides you with peace and neutrality, that this is what is needed for your spiritual growth. More often than not, what the spiritual name offers you is a chance to begin to loosen your grip on your old identity, not throw it away completely, and sense yourself in a more expanded light. Whether you consciously and easily receive your spiritual name in meditation or dream state, or through a healing or conversation with another, or whether it remains a mystery, trust that it is in your heart calling you to recognize more of your true self. If you already have a spiritual name, this oracle is guidance to not become too attached to that identity either. Names are ways of knowing of a being, but they are not the being. This can be hard for us to take on board in a culture that loves to label and therefore understand everything. For you, however, accepting mystery is part of the spiritual journey into the divine self. If you have felt constrained by a role, name, or identity, and are wishing for assistance in growing beyond it, or if you have a sensed and new role or identity calling you into greater expression and would love some divine help in that growth, this oracle indicates the help you need is already with you, urging your growth from within. So you may be called many things, but there's only one divine self. Identify with yourself. Know who you are. Know what role you play in this universe. All right, Scorpio, that is your spiritual reading for today. And I hope you have a blessed day. Peace.